Welcome, seekers of wisdom, to a journey that bridges the ancient and the modern, the philosophical and the personal. Today, we explore a question as old as humanity itself. How can we remain calm, centered, and wise in our relationships, even when life throws its storms at us? What if the answers lie not in the latest self-help trends, but in the timeless teachings of the Stoics, those ancient philosophers who taught us how to live with virtue, resilience, and inner peace? In this video, we'll dive deep into the heart of Stoic philosophy and discover 10 powerful lessons that can help you keep calm and build better relationships, whether with your partner, friends, family, or even yourself. So settle in. Let's embark on a journey through time, thought, and the human heart. Before we can apply Stoicism to our relationships, we must first understand what Stoicism truly is. Stoicism is an ancient Greek philosophy founded in the 3rd century BCE by Zeno of Citium. Its most famous practitioners, Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, lived centuries apart but shared a common vision, a life lived in accordance with nature, guided by reason, and anchored in virtue. At its core, Stoicism teaches us that some things are within our control, others are not. Our judgments, actions, and choices are ours to command. External events, the actions of others, and the outcomes of our efforts are not. The Stoic path is one of self-mastery, acceptance, and the pursuit of wisdom. It is not about suppressing emotion, but about understanding and guiding it. But what does this have to do with relationships? Everything, because relationships are where our deepest joys and sorrows are born. They are the crucible in which our character is tested, our values revealed, and our capacity for love and resilience forged. Let's explore the 10 lessons from Stoicism that can help us keep calm and build stronger, wiser relationships. Lesson 1. The dichotomy of control. Epictetus wrote, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not." In relationships, this means we cannot control how others feel, think, or act. We can only control our own thoughts, words, and deeds. How often do we try to change our partners, friends, or family members? How much suffering is born from the illusion that we can, or should, control others? The Stoic path is to focus on our own virtue, our own responses, our own growth. Suppose your partner is upset. You want them to be happy. You try to fix their mood, to change their feelings, but their emotions are not within your control. What is within your control? Your empathy, your patience, your willingness to listen without judgment, your choice to respond with kindness rather than react with frustration. This is not passivity. It is wisdom. Amor fati. Love your fate. The Stoics teach us to embrace whatever happens, not just to accept it, but to love it. In relationships, this means accepting people as they are, not as we wish them to be. Seneca wrote, "Fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant." When we resist reality, we create suffering. When we embrace it, we find peace. If your friend cancels plans or your partner forgets an anniversary, can you accept it with grace? Can you see the bigger picture and not let small disappointments disturb your calm? The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They would imagine possible difficulties so they would not be caught off guard. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." This is not cynicism. It is preparation. It is the recognition that every person we meet is imperfect, just like us. Before a family gathering or a difficult conversation, pause and reflect. What challenges might arise? How will I respond with calm and virtue? Lesson 4. Practice empathy and compassion. The Stoics believed in philia, deep, virtuous friendship and love, but they cautioned against pathos, passionate, uncontrolled attachment that makes us slaves to fortune. Epictetus said, "When you kiss your child, say to yourself, tomorrow he may die." At first, this sounds harsh, even cruel, but Epictetus is not telling us to love less. He is telling us to love wisely, to love with the awareness that all things are impermanent, that every person we cherish is mortal, every relationship fragile. This awareness does not diminish love, it deepens it. It frees us from the chains lessons of fear and possessiveness. It allows us to love fully, without clinging, without demanding, without illusion. Modern application. In today's world, we often confuse love with possession. We fear loss, and so we grasp, control, and suffocate the very people we care about. The Stoic approach invites us to love with open hands, to cherish but not cling, to give but not demand, to accept but not expect. No relationship is free from conflict. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Much of our relationship pain comes from imagined fears, unmet expectations, and the desire to control the uncontrollable. The Stoic approach to conflict is threefold. Pause and reflect. Before reacting, ask, is this within my control? What virtue can I practice here? Assume good intent. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that others act from their own beliefs and limitations. Can we see their humanity, even in their mistakes? Respond, don't react. Choose your response with wisdom and compassion. Do not let anger or pride dictate your actions. A friend betrays your trust. The pain is real. The Stoic does not deny this, but instead of lashing out or withdrawing, the Stoic asks, what is the wise, just, and courageous response? Can I forgive? Can I set boundaries? Can I learn and grow? Forgiveness, for the Stoic, is not weakness. It is strength. It is the recognition that holding on to anger harms us more than the other. Seneca wrote, "To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover the prisoner was you." Perhaps the hardest lesson in relationships is letting go. The Stoics remind us that everything is transient. People come and go. Love changes. Friendships fade. Even the closest bonds are not immune to time and fate. Epictetus said, "Never say about anything, 'I have lost it,' but only, 'I have given it back.'" This is not cold detachment. It is radical acceptance. To love deeply and yet be willing to let go when the time comes. To grieve, but not to be destroyed. To remember that our happiness does not depend on any one person, but on our own character and choices. Before we can love others well, we must learn to love ourselves. The Stoics taught that our worth is not dependent on external validation, but on our own virtue. Seneca wrote, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectation, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." How often do we seek happiness in others, neglecting our own growth and fulfillment? The Stoic practices self-reflection, self-discipline, and self-compassion. They cultivate inner peace so that they can bring peace to others. Solitude is not loneliness. It is the space in which we come to know ourselves, to heal, to grow. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Gratitude is a powerful antidote to anxiety and resentment. In relationships, it means focusing on what you have, not what you lack. Appreciating the people in your life, flaws and all. Each day, reflect on 3 things you are grateful for in your relationships. Notice how this shifts your perspective. Lesson 10. Seek growth, not perfection. Every relationship is a journey. Learn from your mistakes, forgive yourself and others. The Stoics remind us that virtue is a path, not a destination. We will stumble, we will fall. What matters is that we get up, learn, and grow. Epictetus said, "No great thing is created suddenly." Let's bring these lessons to life with real-world scenarios. Scenario 1. Romantic relationships. You and your partner have a disagreement. Emotions run high. Dichotomy of control. You cannot control their feelings, only your response. Respond, don't react. Take a breath. Listen. Speak with kindness. Practice forgiveness. Let go of small grievances. Focus on the bigger picture. Scenario 2. Family dynamics. A family member criticizes your choices. Premeditatio malorum. Expect that not everyone will agree with you. Amor fati. Accept their perspective, even if you disagree. Set boundaries. With compassion, assert your needs. Scenario 3. Friendships. A friend drifts away. Let go of attachment. Cherish the memories, but accept change. Practice gratitude. Appreciate the time you shared. Seek growth. Use the experience to reflect and grow. Scenario 4. Workplace relationships. A colleague takes credit for your work. Dichotomy of control. You cannot control their actions, only your integrity. Practice virtue. Respond with professionalism. Seek growth. Learn from the experience. How can you integrate these lessons into your daily life? Begin each day with a Stoic meditation. Ask, ask, what challenges might I face today? How will I respond with virtue?